This is my second video in a row with a hoodie on. Don't judge me. All that matters is that it's not the same hoodie. Hey guys, welcome to another video. I'm still sick. So, long story short, a couple months ago I auditioned to write a essay type blog post thing because I wanted to be a writer on this woman's blog. Today I was going through my phone and I found the essay and I was like, shit, like that was some really good advice. So I was like, shit, like I should share it with y'all. So today's video is going to be about 3 different ways that you can enjoy being alone rather than being lonely. This is something that I definitely do on a regular basis, but it took me time to learn how to do. So I would love to share with you guys how I got to the point where I am my own freaking best friend. Like I don't need any entertainment or stimulation in order to have a good time. I literally will have a good time staring at my nails with no nails on. My natural nails. Yeah. So if you want to get to that point where you love yourself as much as I'm working on loving myself, like we all do, keep watching. Before we get into the video though, make sure that you like this video because I have an itch in my nose. Make sure that you like this video because I really would appreciate that. Make sure that you subscribe. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button, smash the notification bell, and wait, that doesn't make sense. Why would you smash that? I don't understand why they say smash it anyways. You can only click it one time. Anyways, make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and have your notifications on so you'll be told when I come out with new videos because you'll want to see them. So, yeah. So everybody always talks about how being alone is the best thing for you, how you grow the most when you're alone, how you have to be alone because you were born alone and you die alone and you're gonna be alone. Queen Bee even made a song about how she, herself, and her were her own best friends. Although given, if I was Beyonce, I would want to spend time with me alone too. This is all very nice advice and it sounds really good on paper, just like all of the advice about eating fruits and vegetables and drinking all that goddamn water. But this advice, just like a lot of the advice that pukes down our social media timelines on a regular basis, is a lot easier to say than it is to follow. I'll be the first to admit I took a long time to grow to like being lonely. For a long time, I ran to social media and other distractions anytime I had to be alone, and I would use social media to pretend like I had a life and like the people that I like to follow online were my actual friends. In fact, there was a time when I was so obsessed with social media that I actually did prefer to be alone so that I could be in my imaginary social universe where I was friends with Kylie Jenner and Kim Kardashian. However, this version of imaginary aloneness, of fake aloneness, where I'm really spending my time obsessing over other people's lives and not dealing with any of my problems, getting closer to God or anything that actually matters to me in life, was very superficial and didn't help me at all. It was kind of a lot like eating diet chocolate cake and expecting to lose weight. Just not how it works, you know? These are my 3 tips on how to learn to enjoy being alone rather than feeling lonely. Tip number 1, learn to talk to yourself. I consider this literally the best tip to learning how to be alone, and I am jealous of all of the crazy people who have been doing it for years with no shame, and we're all looking at them like there's something wrong with them. They're onto something, and the rest of us need to catch up. How are you ever going to be your own best friend if you can't even talk to yourself? Who wants a silent best friend? I know I don't. No wonder you've been lonely this whole time. You're boring yourself to death. Of course you're gonna be bored being by yourself if you literally can't even interact with yourself. You'd be bored if you were hanging out with somebody else who didn't know how to interact, you know? Learn to talk to yourself. Learn to talk to yourself well. Learn to be nice to yourself. Learn to stand in the mirror and actually talk about out loud what your ideas are, and talk about what you want to do, and talk about your future, and talk about your past, and talk about what's happened, and talk about what you like, talk about what you don't like. And make sure that you actually do this tip out loud. Our minds, especially when we're not trained and we don't meditate and things like that, are a very jumbled up place and often can get confusing and negative. So make sure that you do this out loud, because it really helps you keep clear and conscious, and it also helps you pick up on positive energy when you're saying the positive stuff out loud. Oh, let me put some fucking chapstick on. Girl, you looking crusty. Who's gonna tell me that I was looking crusty? Oh, much better. Cute. Tip number 2, take care of yourself. And do it in a way that you wouldn't do in front of other people. So I have this theory that when people bond, it's a lot easier for them to bond, and they bond deeper over embarrassing things, over embarrassing moments, or over themselves being embarrassed, or over the other person being embarrassed and them, like, you know, covering for them. I think that that could also work with yourself. You bond better with yourself when you do weird shit that you wouldn't do with other people, because you do more stuff with yourself. It's like you have like little secret stuff that you do by yourself, you know? Go to the middle of the kitchen floor and do your nails booty butt naked. Find some Q-tips, sit in front of the mirror, and thoroughly investigate all of the holes on your head, including your ears and your nose, probably not your eyes, maybe your mouth. Give yourself a face mask, but don't stop at your face. Do the entire body. Cover your entire body in green clay and just lay there and let the extractions come. Doing things that you either wouldn't or couldn't do in front of other people kind of extinguishes the feeling of loneliness, simply by the fact that you wouldn't want anyone to come in and see you doing this shit. You cannot be lonely laying in your bed covered in a green face mask, because why would you want anyone to come in and hang out with you covered in a green face mask? But you can hang out with you covered in a green face mask because you're awesome and you're your best friend, and you are the only one who is going to appreciate how soft your elbows and knees will feel when you're done. And isn't that all that really matters anyways? Okay, the third tip is to get a hobby. This is not a hobby like going to do yoga or going to the gym or taking a spin class. Why are all of these things athletic? Or even going to the movies, or even reading a book. None of those hobbies count. Get yourself a zombie apocalypse proof hobby. This hobby needs to require absolutely no other human contact in order to do. And it also needs to be something that comes out of your own imagination, that you have to create, that you have to push your creative juices to do. Something like painting, writing, yoga by yourself, or rock climbing. So I guess, you know, you could do athletic stuff, but just do the athletic stuff that you can do all by yourself. The key though with this is to learn to play. To play within the universe in your own head, to make it as interesting as possible, to talk to yourself a lot, to do a lot of stuff that you probably wouldn't do in front of other people, and that way you'll become so interested and involved with the world that you've created within your own head, because it becomes so interesting because you spent so much time working on it, that you will be your own best friend. And you can't be lonely because you'll be too busy hanging out with all the friends and characters you've created in your head. That makes you sound crazy. It's not quite that crazy though if you're like writing them down or something like that. Alright, that's the end of my tips, but please remember before I go that you are allowed to disconnect from the world. You do not have to feel obligated to be connected to this world 24/7. And it's actually healthy for you to have some things that you keep to your damn self. You really can be your own best friend, even if you aren't Beyonce. Also remember that about 99% of this entire world needs this advice just as much as you do. So don't feel bad about it, and especially don't feel lonely. Alright, so that's the end of the video. I hope you guys liked that. Let me know if you guys dig any of the tips that I gave. Let me know in the comments down below which ones you may have tried out. If you do decide to do the green face mask all over your entire body, DM me pictures. I promise I won't expose you. I just want to know, you know? We could share this moment. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Woo! Before you go, I'm sure I already asked you guys this, and hopefully you already have, but just in case you haven't, make sure you like and comment on this video and go ahead and share it with your friends too. If you guys enjoyed that video and would like to continue to hang out with me, go ahead and follow my Instagram, yo! I post on there way more often than I do YouTube, and I also respond to my DMs so we could be real friends in like real life, you know? Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And if you're looking for more stuff to watch, this was my last video and I think you'd really like this video right here. So check it out. I'll be waiting. Go ahead and click whenever you're ready. I'll be waiting. Okay, hopefully you've clicked now. Bye.